painful seeing people trying to score exactly on 5 seconds when the goal opens up, right? Because if the goal is just closed for 5 seconds after every kickoff, then is this going to disappear? Because I feel like we've got another game starting. Come on, disappear. We need this overlay to go away so we can see this. Right, we need the new game to start in order for this overlay to go away. There we go. Alright, game number 1, 25eSports. We have just suffered a reverse sweep loss to Revolution. They're going up against tournament favorites SRG. Wait, 2 Ahmads? Oh, there was 2 Ahmads on the end of game scoreboard. I see, okay. Here we go. Moonrock Gaming is better. Yeah, Moonrock is a pretty cool name. 2 Ahmads GG. Yeah, we need Lethimer. We need Lethimer to make my Rocket League map adaptation ideas happen. Because I am too dumb to make maps myself. I'm too stupid. I need help. So, Sandrock Gaming right back into offensive pressure mode. Let's see if 25eSports can withstand the pressure as well as Mythical did. Mythical in the first series of the day did get swept by SRG, but they actually had a great defensive stand for the majority of those games. I was very impressed. But already 25eSports have conceded. Khaled in the back corner fakes a 50-50, collects the ball, and flicks it into the open net. It wasn't defended well by 25eSports. Sanji kind of leaving the back post wide open there. And for SRG, if you're going to survive against them, if you're going to be able to defend their attacks, you have to constantly look out for the infield lob, the infield pass. They pretty much always threaten that. And you have to have somebody challenging every single player. Because if you leave any SRG player undefended, they're going to solo play your last man. You need to challenge, give your last man, your goalkeeper, time to react to what happens. The earlier the challenge, the better. That's just sort of a rule of Rocket League in general these days. But Sandrock and the MENA region really amplify that. Infield pass off the wall. That one does go defended. A Sanji infield pass off his defensive side wall. It's a very creative way to keep control of the ball. That's well done by Khaled in defense. Briefly in a 1v3, but he keeps the ball in a safe location. Again, fakes a 50-50 to completely fool one player out of the game. Very jumpy start for 25eSports. Which is understandable. They are playing against the best team in the region, one of the best teams in the world. And that was maybe the best chance of the game for them. Does have follow-up. Sandrock scramble it, clear all 3 other players in the area for that one. TRK just misses out on getting demoed there. Now, I've realized that we've actually been, since we've been delayed in starting this match, I can actually find out what the other scores are for you guys in the other groups, because I think some of those matches will have started. Yeah, the Ultimates have taken game 1 against Fox, and in fact, Team Wavy have beaten the Evil Esports in game 1 of their series. That's a bit of an upset. Evil Esports and the Ultimates expected to be the top 2 teams in Group D. And remember, if Sandrock Gaming win Group A, they're going to be playing against the winner of Group D in the playoffs, but let's not get ahead of ourselves yet, because Sanji has just equalized. Big challenge by Dangerous player. Ahmad decided to go for the mid boost. Khaled completely misreading that ball's trajectory. Flies right underneath it. Yeah, we've got Falcons versus Yoga Brito on the main stream for MENA RLCS. Yoga Brito losing their opening match of the day. They could absolutely do with a win there to stay in the running of taking Group C. Very, very scary team. Definitely underseeded, but that's because Nippo has just turned 15. And they didn't play in the last event. Does anyone know why they didn't play in the last event? I can't remember if you guys told me why in the last regional stream. Smart play by Ahmad. Going off the sidewall, avoiding the dunk. Now chips at middle. TRK a bit too close to immediately attack that. Khaled to back down. Intercept the hard clear. Sanji calls off dangerous players into the middle. That should have been a goal there for 25eSports. Huge chance. And it was a complete whiff on a very close range shot. Sandrock came in now, throwing bodies at the ball at the near post area. There's not really any clear way through there though. Bit of a panic after that last shot just went completely clear. Oh, Ali had COVID, I see. Well, hopefully he's feeling better now. Ali is playing today, isn't he? I think he is. It's a big cuts-off pass. Another huge chance, and that one also goes astray. That's both times. Unfortunately for 25eSports, the same player who's squandered their opportunities. Iso not putting it together in the final third. Khaled's been a monster in the challenge game here. Fakes the double tap. Good save by Sanji on Ahmad's follow-up. And TRK moves in on the position. He's managed to get two players to commit to the play. No immediate follow-up by Ahmad. Sandrock decide to take this one into OT. Game 1, extremely close. This is not normal for SRG. They usually come out much stronger and much more dominant in game 1s. 25eSports, after defending for the majority of the start of this game, really turned this around. Oh, but now suddenly a mistake. That was almost critical error. Double commit where nobody is recovering quickly. Now here comes TRK. Flip reset denied by dangerous players. So important that he got that challenge in. Not a moment too late. TRK get a break rotation. Looks to go off the sidewall. He doesn't get the ball past the first challenge though. Ahmad, likewise, he did get the ball past, but his car took some collateral in that exchange. 25eSports still doing such a good job going even in the midfield here, but Sandrock now with a brilliant opportunity. Dangerous player just lunging in though. Didn't want to give Ahmad any time to land the reset and get a shot off. Sandrock actually backing a little bit further away than usual, forcing saves. Sanji deflecting another shot clear. Iso denies a quick follow-up that Ahmad had coming center. This is great stuff from 25eSports defensively. Sandrock looking to mix things up, going in through the ground of the infield pass this time. No arcing lob, no slow pass. They're really trying to up the tempo now. 25eSports seem pretty comfortable moving at that speed as well, though. They're keeping control of the back corner boosts to a sufficient level that Sandrock can't get them backed up into a corner. TRK, no reset yet. Now he gets one. Infield to Ahmad. His first touch is a slow one. Tries to go underneath. Dangerous player. Every single early challenge that 25eSports throwing in proving to be extremely effective. TRK shoots low, trying to catch pre-jumping players. There was actually one pre-jump caught off, but not the second one. It's another awkward shot from Khaled. He didn't shoot that one hard, went for placement. He saw that there was a gap between the defenders. Now Sanji down the line. Dangerous player was there. That pass was a bit wayward. Dangerous player would have loved to run onto something there. This is Sandrock Gaming in their ideal scenario. Huge clear though. Ahmad's not going to catch that. He reads the rebound really well, but the initial touch on that clear was harder than he expected. 25eSports have got some surprises in their back pocket, certainly. But this is the team that were not able to play against Sandrock last time. They were having internet issues with one of their players. And just like that, the game has ended. Ahmad quickly off the wall. He just beats his man there. Dangerous player, ran out of boost, or he would have been there. But that is the difference. You need to be so careful with your boost management. If you just run out of boost one time, you're going to lose a race. Ahmad quickly gets up to the ball, slams in the open net from distance. Sandrock Gaming again with the one goal game on the day. They've actually won by a single goal in every single game they've played today. 4 game wins in a row, but all of them extremely close, as Group A turns out to be a bit harder than it maybe looked like on paper. Dangerous Player is his name. You thought I was just forgetting? Yeah, his name's Dangerous Player. I'm not forgetting his name. That would be hilarious. So, like, caster forgets the name of the player, so you just call him Dangerous Player. Ooh, Dangerous Player for 25eSports. That must have sounded ridiculous if that's what you thought was happening. You thought I forgot his name. I love that. Here we are, game number 2. Can Sandrock keep up the game-winning streak? 25eSports actually on a 4-game losing streak, just as Sandrock have taken their 4th game win in a row. But you got to remember, before that, 25eSports took 2 games in a row against Revolution, who are the 2nd seed in this group. So they're not playing horribly today. They actually forced a reverse sweep against them. They look very good against Sandrock, but that is a phenomenal pass by Ahmad to kick off game number 2. Huge scoop with the reset. Dangerous player. No way to read that one. Sandrock blasts into the lead early on here. I'm going to refresh the bracket to see what the remaining scores are. Sorry for the brief screen freeze. I forgot his name again. I know I keep doing it. Deadly player. So Group B. We've already got the 2, well, in my opinion, the 2 top teams playing against each other. The seeding's a bit weird because Anka are such a new team with this particular roster. So they're actually lower seed than they should be. And in fact, Anka have taken down Sights in game 1 of their series, 7-4. What on earth happened there? How have they scored 7-4? Did they decide to make it a 1v1 or something? 7-4, Anka versus Sights. That's unbelievable. And Falcons have beaten Yoga Benito in game number 1. Kings Esports continue their impressive run in Group C also. They're trying to take their 2nd win in a row there to guarantee top 2 before round 3 even starts. Ultimate's up 2-0. Actually, Team Wavy 2-0 up against Evil Esports. So some upsets happening here. Evil Esports being upset as we speak, and also Sights. 2-time 2nd place finishers in this split. Down by a game, and they've conceded 7 in that game to Anka. Yoga threw a 3-0 lead. You're joking. They were winning 3-0. Well, it says that the final score was 3-2, so it looks like they might have thrown a 2-0 lead, but not 3-0. Mina slowly having EU depth. Well, Mina's always, I mean, they've always had depth in this region, not obviously anywhere near EU or NA, but the main comparison that Mina have, of course, is and will remain South America and OCE. South America, OCE, Mina. Some people are expecting South America to come out on top with the fall major. Some people are expecting OCE to come out on top. I don't think many people, except myself and a few others, were expecting Mina to come out on top. But Mina definitely had the best LAN out of the 3 regions by a fair margin. You know, OCE finished off 10th and 11th at that LAN, and with Sandrock finishing 5th to 8th. Some people have concluded that there's just a small gap between Sandrock and the top OCE teams, but looking at what Sandrock did to Ground Zero Gaming, and I can only imagine the Renegade series would look pretty similar, although I would give Renegades a better chance against them. I feel like there's a pretty big difference between Sandrock and the top OCE teams personally. It's just a massive mechanical gap in my opinion. And although the OCE teams, they play with a ton of aggression, a ton of confidence, good vibes on LAN, and I think they really do prime on LAN, Sandrock are just on another level mechanically, and that's a big problem for OCE. Always has been in the big RLCS events. They're just outclassed when it comes to mechanics. Although Sam can kind of match them and match a lot of the mechanical abilities of the other regions, they just haven't had that ice, they haven't had that confidence that OCE have, and that Mina, well, Sandrock namely have had in spades. But you know, the domination that Sandrock have had regionally have caused everybody to think now that, well, okay, even if they'll concede that Sandrock are the best non-NA and non-EU team, all of the fans of OCE and Sam Rocket League, and I am a fan of OCE and Sam Rocket League, I just think Mina Rocket League is way better than both. Personally, I look at the regions and the way they play, and I think Mina is just higher level. You know, the Sam and OCE fans now, their favorite thing to say is that the second best team in Middle East would get clapped by the second best team in Sam and the second best team in OCE, which I think is crazy. I think that the top 5 teams in Mina are just across the board, just a stronger top 5 than the Sam top 5, stronger top 5 than the OCE top 5. I'm just very impressed by all these teams. I think they're very mechanical, very, very dangerous. and you know Sandrock's dominating them, but that doesn't mean that they're not good teams. Sandrock are just on a different level. 25eSports not able to put up as much of a fight in this second game as they did in the first. Yeah, the issue for OCE is that they don't get to practice on EU server, and the issue for SAM is that they do get to practice on, you know, one of the bigger servers, namely US East. But the unfortunate thing is that they only get to play against US players, US East players, which is obviously inferior to EU players. So Middle East players just have better practice partners. They get to play against EU, the strongest region, and you know, Middle East and EU have both benefited each other by being able to play against each other. Whereas SAM only get to play against US East, which is just not as strong. And especially when it comes to ranked, the players are just not as good in ranked as the EU players. EU much more sweaty, much more toxic than NA in ranked. So it's not surprising that Middle East have risen to the top of the newer regions. How do they get so much power on every single touch? It's just mechanics. You know, the most important mechanics in Rocket League are hitting the ball very hard, and moving efficiently. That's pretty much it. You know, efficient movement, whether that's recoveries, or speed flips, or you know, pathing over boosts. You know, that's, I guess, less mechanical and more positioning, but you know, the most important things with Rocket League is just hitting the ball really, really hard and being efficient with your movement. That's it. Also, defensive aerials are very important. Oh, we actually have a bit of a false start here. Just two players connecting in time. I think the referee's probably going to restart this one. And hopefully that doesn't completely bean our overlay. Let's find out if it does. As we just gradually pan to the left. I'm not sure why that's happening. RLCS watch party after today. Yeah, I'll be streaming on my channel after we're done with the Sandrock channel today. To see what's going on in North America. So MENA RL is good because EU is also good. Well, it's not just because of that, but that's definitely a big factor. Like, EU has always been the sweatiest, the most tryhard, the most toxic ranked server, and that definitely benefits you when you're practicing, because although some people might think that having a toxic server in ranked is bad for practice, I think it's actually good if you want to learn how to deal with pressure, if you want to learn how to deal with you know, players that you know, having to beat players that you don't like. I think that the toxic EU server is probably a better practice environment than everybody being wholesome and everybody just you know, driving around, grabbing boosts and having a good time. Like, the NA server is just so relaxed and so chill compared to EU. And I'm not saying that every single game. I'm sure there's like toxic players, there's toxic games in the US servers as well, but compared to EU, it's nowhere near as toxic. Like, EU players are like very, very toxic in comparison. I think it just makes for better practice, more competition, more competitive games. So nobody wants to lose. Ooh, that's a great recovery by Ahmad. TRK not able to get there in time. But yeah, I've seen this at other esports as well. You know, Korea and China are the best League of Legends regions, and they have been for pretty much their entire existence, except the very, very early seasons where just nobody even played the game. So, you know, whenever I watch streams, whenever I watch videos of Korean and Chinese League of Legends, those games just look super toxic. Like, everybody's just AFKing. You know, as soon as somebody you know, dies, they're just like, I'm AFK. They don't care. They're just super toxic. Super try hard, full aggression. Lovely play there by TRK. No early challenge coming in, and 25eSports suffered the consequences. Dangerous player flipping away from the play there. He did not have boost to get up and block TRK. That's the issue. You know, he just needed to have a little bit of boost there so he could go, or have his defender go and then him flip back towards the net. Somebody has to challenge there. You can't let TRK get that close to your net with a flip available. Yeah, anybody who's played a bit of League of Legends or any MOBA. Actually, I don't know about any MOBA, but definitely League of Legends. I'm sure maybe some of you guys have in chat. But when you read about the Rocket League community being toxic, if you've played League of Legends, you're probably thinking, are these guys crazy? How can anybody think the Rocket League community is toxic compared to some of these other communities where people are like actually so evil, pure evil to each other? Again, I'm going to highlight that there are definitely like some people who deserve and do get banned from Rocket League because they are just pure evil. But you know, in comparison, Rocket League is nothing, nowhere near as toxic as these games. However, you know, that being said, I would love to see a more strict punishment for leaving early. I've played a fair bit of ranked recently, and so many people leave early just because they don't like how the game's going. They're down 2-0 early on, and they've had one bad interaction with a teammate, so they just leave the game. And then you see them in like 5 minutes, they're back in ranked. They're just playing again. Like, I feel like if you leave a game on purpose, there should be a bigger punishment for that. Should be a bigger punishment. Of course, the issue that people are going to come at me with is that what if you disconnect at the end of a game and now you're banned for the whole day just because you DC'd? Well, yeah, that's a tough one. It's a tough one to get a conclusion of, but I don't know. Maybe there should be some kind of appeal system. Maybe it should tie into the report features. You know, if somebody leaves and then they get reported for leaving, that should be bad. But obviously, if somebody just like disconnects, nobody would report them. Well, you'd think that nobody would report them, so be like, oh, he seems to have just DC'd there. Like, that he didn't rage or he didn't do anything suspicious. He just like left the game, so clearly he just DC'd and he wasn't moving. So yeah, that's fine. But if somebody just like raging in the quick chat and then they immediately leave the game without appearing to be AFK, then yeah, everybody could report him for leaving, and bam, you get put in a leaver queue. That would be so cool if all the people who just leave games early are just put into a queue together. They have to just play against each other. They've got that for other games, don't they? Like, I think there's a lever queue in, take this from Khaled, slow-mo air dribble. Yeah, I think there's a lever queue in League of Legends. So if you leave games and you don't reconnect, or you don't even try to reconnect, you just get put into a different ranked queue. You have to play against other players who do that. The toxic queues. It's been a fairly comfortable game by Sandrock. That's why, of course, we are not play-by-play casting. Loving watching these guys play as usual, but unfortunately with 25eSports, they're about to suffer their 6th loss in a row on the day, and that's going to put them 0-2. Out of reach of second place, most likely, should the other matchup in Group A continue to go as we expected to. Oh, hold on, that being said, do you guys remember when I said Mythical are looking pretty good and they might be a threat in this group? I've just refreshed the bracket, and Mythical have won 2 games in a row against Revolution. This team's legit. Revolution, second seed in Group A, down 2-0. Now, they started off 2-0 down against 25eSports as well before the sweep, and they might be trying to do that again by the looks of things. Mythical eSports, or Mythical, I should say, just Mythical, have won 2 games against Revolution, and they are now going to be in a great spot in the group if they can close out that series. A fantastic spot, because they have still got to play against 25eSports. Revolution have got to play against Sandrock, so maybe Mythical can snag that second spot. Very, very useful for them. Elsewhere, Anka have swept Scythes. 7-4, 2-1, 2-1. Anka on top of Group B. That is huge for them, and also really big for SRG, because if Scythes get eliminated from the tournament today, Sandrock are going to already maybe be qualified. I don't know what the exact what do you call it, scenario is. I mean, in Sandrock, if they just win their group today, their minimum finish is 6th place, which is 190 points. That would be 161 less than 1st place. I'm just going to check. Are there any other teams within 160 points of them right now? Still think that there are. Still think that there are. Because they were on 702 points coming into this event. 702 minus the 190. And 260 that Falcons got is 252. So Sandrock are way, way clear of Falcons and the Ultimates. Falcons and Ultimates came into this event with 200. No, sorry, not 200. They came into this event with 450 points each in Winter Regional 1 and 2, 450 each. And Sandrock got 702, so if Sandrock can win their group today, if they can just close out Group A with a win, then that means the only team that can catch them is Scythes. The only team. Winning groups does not clinch major, no. Winning groups clinches major if Scythes also get eliminated today. Now, the only way that Scythes get eliminated today is if Anka Anka right now look like they're going to win Group B, which means that Scythes will play a lower bracket match round 1 today. And Scythes are in Group B, which means that their lower bracket match would be against the 3rd place of Group C. And it looks right now that that might be Yoga Benito. So if Yoga Benito can beat Scythes, Sandrock win Group A, they're in the major. It's possible. That's a fairly reasonable scenario. I would say Scythes are the favorites to win against anyone in lower bracket round 1. But Anka doing Sandrock a big favor there. Anka sweeping Scythes. That's really, really good for SRG. Really, really good news. Now, final match of the day for Group A, the match that Sandrock need to win if they're going to top this group, is versus Revolution. Now, Revolution just lost to Mythical 3-0. So, at the moment, SRG's win-loss, and their game win-loss is perfect. They are 6-0 in games won versus games lost, so they're +6. Revolution are -2, and Mythical are 0. So there is no way for anyone to catch SRG except Mythical in games win-lost. Mythical would need to sweep 25eSports, and Sandrock would need to be swept by Revolution in order for there to be a game win-loss differential tie between SRG and Mythical. And in that case, SRG and Mythical would play a tiebreaker for first place in the group. In fact, I think that Mythical and SRG would play a tiebreaker in any scenario of there being a tie here. So the only way that there's going to be a tiebreaker for Group A is if Mythical beats 25eSports and Revolution beats SRG, I believe. Oh no, actually, there would be a tie if Revolution just beats SRG at all. It just depends, would it be a 3-way tie or a 2-way tie. And in both cases, for a 3-way tie and a 2-way tie, Sandrock would be in that tiebreaker. So this is still a must-win for SRG to clinch Group A. They cannot win. You can't win a group on a tiebreaker. I mean, you can't win a group on a tiebreaker scenario. You'd only win in a tiebreaker match if it's necessary. So this is still very, very important for Sandrock. They need to focus up here. That being said, Revolution just got swept by Mythical, who Sandrock swept. So I'm very confident that they're going to be able to win this. Very, very confident. But let's see it. I think we're going to get into this match pretty soon, since everybody's finished. All the matches for this round are completed. So we should be getting started with the final match of Group A pretty soon. If Sandrock can win it, they top the group, and then we're just going to watch out the rest of the day and see if somebody can eliminate Scythes from the competition, because that would qualify SRG to the Winter Major, which is pretty awesome. I'm definitely rooting for Scythes to make a run, though. They're a really cool team. It would be a shame to see them out really early in the competition. But let's find out. Let's find out what happens. Falcons have swept Yoga Benito. So Yoga Benito are going to be playing against Your Throwing. Winner of that will be 3rd place Group C, most likely playing Scythes in the lower bracket round 1. So we might have Yoga Benito versus Scythes later today, which is a really, really pog matchup. And yeah, Ultimates look like they're on a collision course with Sandrock in the semi-finals, the upper semi-finals. Should both teams win their final matches of the day, Ultimates versus Evil Esports, Sandrock versus Revolution. Come back after the break to find out who it's going to be. This is going to be a quicker break, so don't go too far. But yeah, see you guys in a bit. I'm going to go stretch my legs, get some water.